he was your
Hmm.
grandfather, first and foremost, right? And share a little bit about that. Sure, he's Johnny Bauer and he's this Leaf legend and a four-time Stanley Cup winner and a Hockey Hall of Famer, but for you, he's grandpa.
He certainly was, and it wasn't until I got older that I realized just how special that meant to people outside of our families. Sure, we had people come up and ask for autographs, and I had teachers when I was in elementary school asking if they could get autographs, but it was just Grandpa. And we did normal family things. We would be at the cottage all summer long, just outside of Bob Cajun on Little Bald Lake, and we would go to hockey camps, and we would go shopping, and all those everything that you do with your grandparents, right? It wasn't until I got a little bit older that we started to see that it was a little bit different than everybody else.
To be his namesake, what does that mean to you?
Well, to be honest, when I was younger, it did bring some trials and tribulations. In so much as that I was born 4 years after Grandpa retired. So when I started school, he was still very well known and revered as a hockey player, and his exploits in the '60s. This was in the late '70s. So it was tough at times carrying that name, but as I've gotten older, it's an immense source of pride because it's Grandpa, and I have a responsibility to carry on that legacy, and to take the old expression from the poem in Flanders Fields, from our failing hands we pass the torch to you. Let it is yours to be held high. Montreal Canadiens use that for years in the dressing room, but I find that that's quite appropriate in my case with my grandfather, and everything all the gifts that he's given me over the years make me the person that I am today.
You hear now the outpouring of support. You hear all the stories. You've heard. You touched on it that he stayed well after he needed to sign autographs. Everyone who came across your grandfather, I've yet to find anyone, and you likely won't, who will say, "Oh, he had a bad day. He was grumpy. He wasn't nice." You hear this outpouring of support. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to your grandmother? What does that mean to the family?
It helps with the pain. It really does. It allows us to focus on the legacy, and to see how many people were touched by Grandpa by just simple gestures of kindness. Um, that's what's incredible for us, and it helps us get through these days because it's tough. Um, Knowing that I will never get a chance to talk to my grandfather again, it's tough. So the outpouring of support from fans, from hockey fans, from and not just hockey fans, people who never met my grandfather but had heard about him, and were inspired by him. It's an amazing feeling of joy and warmth that we're feeling today in this moment of sorrow.